Howdy, ladies and gentlemen. This is Paul, the Redneck Thinker. Thomas Jefferson said, "If you want something you've never had, you must be willing to do something you've never done." Benjamin Franklin said, "Without continual growth and progress, such words as improvement, achievement, and success have no meaning." Basically, get off your duff, get to working, you've got dreams, you've got goals, you've got to do what it takes to get them. Like, subscribe, comment, show what your opinion is. Let me know if you like what you've seen. And I thank you for your support. You know, one of the power bases of the Democrat Party is the fact that they have had certain organizations, such as Blackstone, that have forced on companies ESG, environmental, science, and government standards. They forced these standards because they invested in these companies. Most of these business folks just didn't care. They overextended themselves. They didn't pay attention to what they needed to pay attention to. And it's causing problems for all of us. So I'm going to present a few ideas, and I'm going to present a few ideas with explanations. We're going to talk about what we can do to start changing this country that will actually change the country. Because I would rather see us fix our problems than constantly bicker and talk about lawsuits because, well, we've got to start. Yes, I'm well aware that taking certain things to court is necessary, but we're a little too happy in this country, in my opinion. But let's talk about some stuff now. Okay. Let's first come up with the way for people to start taking back businesses in this country and returning them to being valid businesses, not this college thing that's happening. Go back to the Adam Smith type capitalism, because what we have now with large corporations are not, they in no way follow what Adam Smith and the progenitors of the philosophy that is laissez-faire capitalism is. Matter of fact, they're doing more harm than good, aka, say, Enron or 3M or so many other corporations that have done so much damage to the entire world. So we're going to start with one simple prospect. Most people don't have the money of Elon Musk. That's true. But there are people that are friends with, that have friends. Think about it. Look around you. How often do you have friends? Start getting your friends together. And when I say friends, I'm not talking about acquaintances that you have, that you once in a while go to their house or they come to your house. I'm talking about friends. People that you know that you can trust. That you've discussed politics, you've discussed what you perceive for the future, these kinds of things. Get a group together and start saving money. Start putting together money. Find ways that are not going to have you dealing with companies like Blackstone. And start buying businesses. Now, you may not start out being able to buy a large corporation, no. But you can find businesses that you understand, that you and your friends understand what you can do to make that profitable. Also, start doing research, but work it out together. Find a way for you and your friends to start doing this. Start taking away the ability for politicians to constantly be given money by these businesses because, hey, we're taking away that power from them. because that money has become power. It's not speech, it's power. And this is the first way that you start taking away politicians' ability to constantly get reelected because they have these war chests. Because if we start getting the businesses, then guess what? This is money. If you don't like a politician, if you and your friends that get together and buy these businesses don't donate to the PACs, to industry PACs, to the candidate, they start not having the money. They start losing power. So that's number one of how to do things. Now, as you have a business, there is an important aspect to making that business even better. Creating an employee base that is seen as a team. Not just seen as a team, is a team. One, that means that if they feel like they're part of the business, if they feel like they have a stake in the business, then they're going to work towards growing that business with you. Now, some people that do stuff like this, I know of employees that were with companies for decades that never wanted to be anything more than just a normal employee. They enjoyed it, but they had worked with their boss for so long and with the higher ups who had been promoted over the years that it eventually came to a point where, though they were just employees, the big bosses came and talked to them. If this employee was having problems because they knew all these people, because they were happy where they were at, the big bosses would remember that and would treat them with respect in a way that goes far beyond regular employee status. Think about that. You treat your employees as a team. It also counterbalances something else. If they feel like they have a stake in the business, if they feel like they are part of a team and not part of some basically what is now college taught business tactics, that employees are nothing but something to go on a spreadsheet. If you don't treat an employee like they're part of that spreadsheet that the college classes are teaching employees are, they're not going to want to join a union because they already know that they're thought well of, that they're well treated. They don't need to be part of a union. Hey, all of a sudden, that cuts into the union dues, which goes to the Democrat Party. Or it starts showing people that common sense makes for better business. One example of that is the early days of Microsoft. No, I am not a fan of Bill Gates. I don't like his politics. I don't like his actions. I don't like a lot about Bill Gates. But at the beginning of Microsoft, he actually did what I just described. You think I'm joking? Go and look. He took the employees. He paid them well. And we're talking really well. Even janitors were paid really well. He treated them as he would like to have been treated. And that is what got Microsoft. The programmers that did so much, they may have made mistakes on occasion that we all saw, but they felt like they were part of a team, not employees in a company. There are so many other instances of this. So, you treat employees like you would want them to be treated. And guess what? They help you excel. Plus, if you have employees that are worthwhile, that means that you don't have to pay attention to the business all the time and you can use the profits not to pay yourself millions upon millions of dollars, but to further either expand the business or acquire other businesses. In other words, grow your profits. Realize that you don't go into Wall Street. You focus on your employees first, then focus on your business second, because your employees, if they're well treated, will also focus on your business. And then you keep your salary within a manageable, common sense approach, and you focus on increasing the size of your business. So that's the second thing. The last way to make sure that your business is doing well to the point that you can actually shape what is going on is by being part of the community. If you've listened to my older videos, you realize really quickly that I talk about community. Yes, you hear certain Democrats talking about community. You don't hear it so much from the conservative base, and that surprises me. On occasion you hear it, especially like, try that in a small town. But here's the thing. If you read up on the early days of this country, no joke, read up on the early days of this country. Samuel Adams, a lot of what he did was because he was so well connected within the community. Not because of money, not because of anything, but because he worked within that inside of Boston. He had grown up. He knew the people. Patrick Henry, the reason why people are trying to take him down now is because they don't seem to understand him at all. But if you go back, Patrick Henry, good Lord, that man was he was with the people. Yes, his family was lower rung aristocrats. But this feller, he knew how to work with the community to make things grow, to get movements going, just like Samuel Adams. Take a look at what Washington did when he threw his parties for certain things. This is the point. You had a community back then. Yes, you had folks that were going west, young man. But they had a community. You did things as a community, and we don't do that nowadays. You buy a business, you put those businesses as part of the community. No, I'm not talking about this. Let's do a little bit of charity here and there. No, you make the businesses part of the community. You talk to students that are fixing to graduate high school. You work with the high school. You talk to those students fixing to graduate and say, hey, if you have a job, if you get a degree that is going to see you be able to come to my company, I'll see what I can do about getting you an internship so you can be home and you can be part of the community. See, this is another way that people start helping your business grow, because you're seen as part of a community instead of a business. You're not being seen as 3M. You're not being seen as ConAgra. You're not being seen as some evil entity. You start being seen as one of them. And that you're doing business, even if it's a lot of business, you're being seen as part of what makes where they are better. This will help your business grow. because you want to do this in every community you're part of. You become integrated with the community. People will help you when you need help. You will help them when they. In other words, just like what we did for so many decades that no longer is being done because so many people are too busy face planting into pillars because they got their phone up to their face watching kitten videos and the video for Spark and whatever else is out there to watch and laugh at and on your phone. This will be another way to help yourself. These are just 3 things that benefit from us taking back business in this country. Business has gotten to the point, and you can research this. I have read articles on this. I have read so many things. Nowadays, you have businesses that's primary purpose is to invest in companies so that they can force on them these ESG standards, environmental, science, and government standards. This is because the government can't force some of this stuff onto the businesses because there would be too much of an outcry. So businesses like Blackstone are doing this under the table to get their compliance. It needs to end. So this is how those of us who want to see a better America that isn't seeing censorship be a private business, isn't seeing lies be a what's going on that private businesses are condoning. So many of these things, we can start seeing a change in America back to what it should be. Okay? We've always had problems in this country. Any group of people is going to have problems. I am not going to say that we've been a perfect nation the entire time. Rarely have we had any kind of perfection, but what we have had is freedom, and that's what we need to work on getting again, and this time make it freedom for all. So, this is just some of my thoughts. This is something for y'all to digest. This has been Paul, the Redneck Thinker. Y'all have a good day and think about this now. Bye.